Howdy all you cowboys, cowgirls, gunfighters, and gamblers. Welcome to another episode of Jed I TV. Today, I'm with Willy B. Infamous. He's a well-known SAS engraver, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to take a look at some Pepperbox pistols that he built that I had taken a picture of. We got them several months back.
Yep.
I had taken a picture of them and posted it on Instagram, and everybody just wanted to see and hear more about them. So I was telling Willy about it. He showed up at today's match, shot him through the match. We got some video of that, and then I thought I'd bring him on and just kind of let him go over what he's actually done to these revolvers that make them so special. So we're gonna slide these out of the way, bring the pepper boxes up, and I'm gonna mic Willy B. Infamous and let him tell you what he's done here to make these the fancy special revolvers that they are.
So originally my goal was actually I wanted to find some original Pepperbox pistols and percussions to be able to shoot in matches.
Right.
And I came across Pieta, who made some 1851 Navy pepper boxes,
Right.
which I thought were really cool.
Yeah, I saw those and I thought they were really cool too.
Right. They originally had plow handle grips. And I decided that I wanted to do something different than that. So although the frames are Pietas, I purchased some bird's head grips from Uberti and was able to put them on, filed things to make them fit, because I knew I was eventually going to engrave these things. And so I've got Pieta, which were original cap and ball revolvers with the Uberti's grips. And then I decided, you know, it's a really pain of taking the cylinders off to be able to load these for cap and ball revolvers. So I bought conversion parts and ended up manufacturing them into 38 specials.
Right.
And of course the issue with that is the original bore size is a little bit bigger than 38. So I shoot hollow base rod cutters to be able to at least get a little bit of seal in there. And then after that was all done, of course, I engraved the entire revolvers.
Where did this section here come from? This is an actual from the Pieta?
That's from the Pieta, the actual percussion revolver.
Right.
Dakota Slim actually did the machining work
Okay.
on fitting that part, which was no easy task.
Right.
We sacrificed one cylinder on this, and but was able to machine it down and put the conversion rings on there, and they now are chambered for 38 specials.
And it's just a spotless job. I mean, it looks,
Yeah.
you just can't tell where the change
I keep
is
hoping
made.
that Uberti or Pieta would actually come out with this in this configuration. I doubt they're going to do it.
I would be surprised too. So tell us about some of the other details you've done.
So on this one, when I was doing the engraving, I actually did kind of a nautical theme. The engraving I took from some original Victorian patterns, and it's got some fish heads and things, so it kind of goes with a Navy theme. Made sure that I left a spot for it so that when I'm actually going to load these things, that I've got a place for an empty cylinder.
Right.
So normally what I try to do is I load the first one. I know this one's going to be the next one. So normally when you load the revolvers, you want to load one, skip one,
Right.
and then go around and load the whole thing. And by the time it comes back up, I'm in that position, and these are great to check because you can tell that there's nothing shiny right there,
Right.
and it's ready to go.
Yeah, it's always pretty easy to check the open tops because you can just look right down and see it's on an empty.
Exactly. So, anyways, I continued the theme into the American scroll work that I did there, and then did kind of a Louis Nimsky intertwined lines for the back straps.
Right. And how do they shoot?
Well, they shoot great. They don't have any sights, of course.
Right.
So when you're shooting them, it actually feels best to probably point shoot them. If you hold them up and try to sight, you can sight through the rear notch, and you're always making sure that the front is down somewhat. But I've shot enough hip shooting in general
Right.
that shooting them from the hip feels really comfortable.
Yeah, and I noticed
I'm really point shooting a lot of the time anyways, so It's just a way of doing it without having to worry about trying to sight. It's really using the force, as Jed I would probably know.
That's very true.
You must use the force when shooting these.
Yes, and especially when you're shooting them with black powder, which is, of course, the powder we should be shooting them with.
Exactly.
Right.
And but really, I can be fairly successful with these. I've actually shot them in matches and shot clean.
Well, you got that figured out, didn't you?
Slowly.
Right.
So it is possible to shoot clean, and to everybody's amazement, I suppose, because most people don't think that, oh my God, there's no sights. And
Right. No sights in it, no rifling, right?
There's no rifling in
Right.
it, and there's no barrel, and it actually took me quite a few reads through the laws to make sure that as I'm manufacturing this, that I'm not manufacturing a smoothbore pistol, but since it doesn't have a barrel, it's just the cylinder. So.
Okay. Good point. What else do we need to know about them?
They're really fun.
They are definitely fun. And they definitely get, I mean, anybody that sees them, anytime you pull them out, what are those?
Yeah. And for me, it's like, I guess Willy Be Infamous has done things to purposely not be competitive.
Right.
I didn't ever, when I started this sport, I was, I could be very competitive, and I chose to do things to make sure that I wouldn't be. And shooting guns like this makes sure that I'm having fun.
Right.
Because really that's how you win. There's no bass boat, there's no Cadillac. It's like, can you shoot and have fun?
Right.
And shooting these, there's just a big smile on anybody's face after they shoot them. And that, to me, is how you win.
I 100% agree with you. You're winning when you're walking off that stage with a big grin on your face and you look and everyone else is smiling too. Kind of like the ladle incident.
Yeah.
Got that on video. We'll cut to that.
The first time that I ever shot these, I thought they'd go in regular holsters. They don't. They'll actually file out of real holsters because the cylinder is an extra inch longer. So I actually had to build a custom chest rig. Well, custom holsters. Originally started out with just basically this style of holster on the hips. And I started doing this chest rig because I really like having the guns up here. And really a lot of it is my hips hurt. And having the weight on the hips after a long day tends to not feel so good. So wearing the chest rig, I can wear my guns all day long, and it's comfortable. So anyway, so I ended up having to build custom holsters, build a chest rig for these. So
And did you do all that yourself?
Absolutely. It's one of those things that, for me, if another human can do it, I can learn to do it.
Right.
And I started out my engraving that way also, was if another human can do this, I can learn to do this. I may not be as good at it, but I can learn to do it. And so that has led me down a really interesting path.
All right, so I'm gonna slide up some photos of some of your engraving right now.
Sure.
If someone wanted to get some of this kind of work done from you, how would they get a hold of you?
So the easiest way is on Facebook, Willy Be Infamous Engraving.
Okay.
That's probably the easiest way to find me, and you can see a lot of my other engraving work on there. And I got into engraving because I thought, well, it'd be cheaper to learn to engrave than to pay somebody else to do it. And I can assure you that it's not, by the time all the equipment and things in it. But I kind of approach engraving as I want to do engraving that people can go out and shoot. I can do really high quality museum stuff, but it's like, no, I want to be able to do it efficiently enough that somebody that buys my engraving can go out and shoot their guns and have them look really pretty, because pretty guns shoot faster.
Absolutely. Like waxed cars go faster.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Did we cover everything?
I think so.
All right. Well, I'm really glad, first of all, that we got a chance to catch up and shoot together this weekend here at West Match. but also that we were able to take some time after the match and take a closer look at these revolvers. Because like I said, when I put them up on Instagram, they were just an instant hit and people wanted to know more about them. And that's been several months. So now we're finally getting to that.
Oh, great.
So,
you know, I do tend to shoot things that might be a little bit different than
right.
others, and it kind of goes with that theme of, you know, I'm here to have fun. And that's something that when I met Jed, it was like, oh, here's a guy that wants to have fun. He wants to do well.
Yes.
But he wants to have fun.
Right.
And I think if you were given the choice, it would probably still be on the fun side.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. Because if you let the competition side of you overtake you, it isn't fun.
No.
So I have fun. I'm very competitive.
Yep.
But I'm having fun while I do it. If I make a mistake, I laugh it off. It becomes a joke. It becomes a great story to tell later on around the campfire.
And this sport is one where I think my very first match, I can remember people were razzing me and I was razzing them right back as I'm shooting on the line.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I found a home.
Right.
And this, I think, is probably one of the nicest thing about this sport is that type of attitude, where it's not so serious as some other disciplines, like where you question if these people are having any fun.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're not winning anything here. We're gonna leave with everything that we came with, except for maybe some great memories.
Exactly.
New pards.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I found.
And if you're competing with anybody except yourself and how well you can do, you're probably doing it wrong.
Right.
If your goal is to beat me, well, geez, you need to have some. You set some different goals.
Right. Right. All right. Well, that's fantastic. I'm going to steal the mic back.
All right.
Oh, I won't leave you hanging, though. I'm going to steal the mic back, and we'll just wrap this up.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode and this look at Willy's revolvers here, these Pepperbox, custom Pepperbox pistols that he made. If you did, of course, be sure to smash that like button. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. Hopefully, Willy can jump on and maybe answer something we didn't cover here when this episode comes out. I'm Jed.
I'm Willy B. Infamous.
This is Jed I TV, and I'll see you in some other place, in some other time. Howdy, all you Howdy, all you cowboys, cowgirls, gunfighters, and gamblers. Do you look a lot taller than me when I sit in this chair?
Well, I do, but one of the reasons is that my torso is probably 4 inches taller than anybody that's even my height. So no matter where I sit, you want me to sit on that?
Nope,
I can do that.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I have a very tall torso.
You do. All right, I'll just sit up.
Short legs.
I'll just sit erect.
Okay.
Much better from the hip.
Much better from the hip.
They're, point shooters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have to use the force.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, let me get the stick.